I call it Kin's Tanks. But I'll give you the deck list on the video description. I'll have to do it just like the Trinet video because I forget. I was recording it when Julia was asleep. All right. So anyway, with this deck, you almost have a guaranteed win with the Bombardment, unless they have some way of killing it with like a Bomb Heaver or whatnot. So the other thing is what you're trying to do is you're trying to kind of figure out a way of winning one of the other rounds. Because you have a super powerful round, and then the rest of your deck's just kind of okay after that. So anytime you can get them concede without using your bombardment, it's a good thing. You're, with this kind of deck, this is actually my favorite deck in the game. But you're like super weak to Bomb Heaver with this deck. Or there's a new Bomb Heaver that destroys the scenarios. But I just love this deck though. It's like really cool. And the games you usually they're usually really close because you do a lot of damage to their units and whatnot. But for points, you're not like putting out like a super amount of points. So the games are always like really, really tight. But I don't know. There's something I really like about this deck. It's probably like a tier B or C type thing. It's definitely not a top tier deck. I don't think either of the mobilizations. I actually think the singleton version that I'm going to show you after this is a little bit better because it has a little more game in other rounds. So you have like the big mobilization round, and then with the single play deck, you have a card called Rodea, which gives you a little more play. Gives you a big point boost in the later rounds. All right, so I always start off with that that card that gives all the thing armor if I have it in my opening hand. And I'm just kind of holding off on the bombardment because the bombardment's like an auto win, and so I'm just trying to see how much he's going to commit to winning this round. I'm actually trying to get this round without using the bombardment if possible. So that's the idea. So, and he's doing the double frost thing. So I think once he does the double frost and gets his 3 queen, I think that's when I go like, okay, so he's gonna try to win this. So we're gonna go full bombardment, and then you use the mobilization to get another trebuchet. So you only have like one more war machine you have to play to get the scenario going. That's the cool thing about mobilization with whatever that warfare scenario is. The bombardment scenario. Our first bombardment. So this Wild Hunt monster deck is really popular right now because like in the beta, like that's what the Wild Hunt used to do. Is it used to do the monster decks. It was all revolved around weather effects. It was all like blizzard effects, and they kind of brought it back with this last expansion. I don't think it's that strong though. A lot of people are playing it, but I haven't lost to it yet. So I don't know. I don't think it's the strongest thing monsters can do. Like I showed you the Kiki Queen ethereal deck. I think that's way more powerful. I'm probably gonna do a Monsters faction, like Blizzard and all that stuff, video, just to show it off. But unless maybe it hasn't been refined enough yet, it's kind of like the deck they kind of put together for you. So like maybe there's like a couple cards people haven't figured out to put in there yet to make it a little bit better. But I haven't been overly impressed with it. So that is my take on that monster thing. And so I run Triss and John Natalis to keep getting bombardments in here. Like bombardments when you have a bunch of war machines out are pretty sick. So as you can see. So he passed. So now the trick with this deck is just getting another win, right? So I think I try to push him pretty hard on this next round to try to make it a short round for round 3, if I remember right. So I added some of the new cards like Kerack Freighter and that big fat city guard guy that gets bigger every turn. Eats a lot of chicken. Delicious. There's John Natalis. So now I have a bunch of extra bombardments. So yeah, I think I go into this round just I'm going to push them all the way. I'm actually really aggressive with the pushing. I might be way too aggressive with the pushing. I usually try to push people out of rounds as much as possible. I think sometimes I'm a little over aggressive with it, but so that is one of the new cool monster cards, the Apparition Phantom or something. He's pretty badass. I think I'm just pulling out. Oh, I was going for the Frigate, but I remember that I only put one in the deck, so I ended up going with this guy. So we have two, like a double engine going on.
You did.
Sure, that'd be cool. He has his own engine growing on the other side, so. And I think I'm trying to get, my goal here is to get all the war machines out and then have those bombardments be as powerful as they can be against his units. And that's a really cool new monster card. But what the deal with that is you have to have devotion. That means you have to have all the cards in your deck, all monsters to use that, or else he kills himself. So those guards help one of the problems that mobilization has. Like I was telling you, like mobilization has a real hard time winning one of the other 2 rounds. Like it has like one bomb round where it's gonna win no matter what, and then you got to figure out how to win after that. So cards like those guards and cards like that ship actually give you some more play in the other rounds. And actually, a lot of players have been really smart. When they see that you're running mobilization, they just stack all their stuff on the melee row. And that's actually a really good play because it cuts your trebuchets down. Because your trebuchets are just like relentless if they put stuff in the range row. So you can get around that somewhat. You can run some movement cards. There's chariot I sometimes run, and it's mobilization that will push them into the trebuchet. Because you only have to push one big fat unit into the trebuchet, and your trebuchets will get their points, you know. So, I'm up 13 points here, but he has 3 cards left. So I'm thinking it's not good, but I was gonna go push him all the way, you know.
We shall
Super
conquer
aggressive,
this world as we've conquered countless others.
And Triss Bombardment's not bad, you know. So I'm 11 points up. So I think he actually has to make a 13-point play too, because I think I get the +2 from the guys, which he gets.
Yours? Truly? Who made it yours?
King Oberon, for Tyr the Lear.
No, I didn't get the bonus. But it didn't matter. He was up enough points where it didn't matter. Alright, so this round, it's just whoever draws better. I actually thought these are all pretty high provision cards. I wouldn't even risk, like, you know, drawing a clunker. Or high, yeah, value cards anyway. What's cool about the Amphibious Assault too is it buffs the unit if it's lower provisions than 9. Really good card. That's the Echo card for the Northern Realms. Actually, I think all the Echo cards are really OP. It's really powerful.
The traitors will pay for what we did.
Alright, so we squeezed out the win on the 3rd round. And that's kind of like how all the mobilization games go. Usually really tight games, but they're really fun. Every once in a while you'll just like blast somebody, but yeah, 2 of them or something. Because they'll commit too hard to the first round, and then you'll have like some of your high provision stuff in the next round, and you just 2 of them. But not very often. Usually you're struggling for that second win or whatever. Or if you don't have mobilization in the first round, then you gotta like, you know, try to bait them into like playing way more stuff with your like bronzes and whatnot than they should be. Alright. And
Squesme Evelia.
this is Soatel or something. I don't know. I get the pirates and the elves confused, man. They made their names too similar. It messes me up. Alright, so I got my bombardment, and got my Amphibious and Salt, so that's pretty good. Opponent just having some issues. Could not decide what to get rid of. That is a dwarf defender, so I have to target a defender unless I have like a card called the Purify. You can purify past the defender, and then you can target the people in the round. So a lot of people will put defenders down to like defend kind of broken combos they don't want you to try to interrupt.
Just one more feather and we're done.
And he's a smart player too. He's stacking all his units on the melee round because he saw the initial war machine, so he figured I must have trebuchets. There's a counter to that. Sometimes I run the mage that does weather effects, so then you can do like a weather effect on that melee round when they're trying to stack against you. I might show you a mobilization with that too. Like for a while I was just playing all mobilization decks because I really like it. So I had a couple different versions of it going on.
You see?
I've been pretty happy with the updated versions of them though. Like the new cards, they've been running really well. Pretty good win percentage. I think the only mobilization game I lost was against a double ball. Lockdown double ball. And that was because I didn't put any bomb heavers in the deck. And actually, all that really crushed me was there's a new bomb heaver legendary that like kills scenarios, and he played that on the third round. I didn't have my scenario until the third round, and he actually had that card, and it went up to 15. You know, plus it like just killed my whole round. It's funny too because I think also what made it more powerful is because with mobilization, like you're losing the scenario doesn't usually hurt you that bad because you get at least the second tick of it because you automatically play it, then get another copy of your trebuchet. But I think in that game too, I had already used my trebuchet, so I didn't have my trebuchets to like fetch it. So the scenario was only on the first stage. Well, the scenario's going 3 stages, and so it was actually even worse because normally with mobilization you're not as affected by the bomb heavers as much. You still get some value out of your scenario. Of course, you don't get the last part, which is the bombardment, which is like a huge shift, but you know. So what I'm thinking here is since I played my bombardment, you know, I'm all in. I have to win this round because I'm playing, you know, mobilization, and if mobilization plays bombardment, you know, they have to win that round. That's the round they're bread and butter. So I'm going all the way here, and it looks like he's all in too. You know, he's going all the way.
Nice, beautiful.
Also, he really wants to win this round. So I was thinking he would concede here. And then I'm gonna play Fatty if he doesn't concede, I think. And of course he plays on. So there, I put a, you know, a engine going on, so he keeps getting pluses every turn. He could also move somebody off a row, which it might have been a good idea to move his engine away, because he could have moved that girl that, he has a girl that gives a bonus to one of his dudes every turn. But, I forget her name. It's that Dryad girl at the end there where you see her flipping around. You're about to see her flip right now. After you blast me. And so with the Veil, I thought that you couldn't target the people, so what it is they can't get status effects. So it's a lot different. So this makes them immune to poison. Like poison and bleed. But direct damage and like and such can still waste them. So they're not quite as powerful as I thought. Still pretty powerful. Alright, so I know here, I thought he gave her some kind of boost, like his vitality boost. I was kind of going like, why the hell didn't it work? I don't know if that was like a glitch or what, but I took advantage of it.
The traitors will pay for what they did.
But I think I still, I don't think it mattered too much in the scheme of things. It would have just been another point. Or another couple points if... Yeah, oh, I forgot to, like, I messed up with the Frigate on this, too. Like, I blocked them off, like, where the units come from. I noticed. So the Frigate's really powerful if you let them keep generating dudes every turn. I effed up the Frigate, so I probably should have won this round a little more handily than I did, too. So that kind of makes up for the, maybe the glitching amount of 2 points. So I won by 3, so even if you got 2 extra points, I don't think it would have mattered. Alright, so I'm thinking War Machine, Bombardment, win the game. Step 1, War Machine. Alright, and then I find out that my plans are not quite what I thought they were. So step 2 is still War Machine, though. And I know one of his cards, the last card, or he has the card that buffs somebody as one of his cards because it was the Echo card. So I know he's got to play a creature here. So whatever creature is like, I'm going to waste it, you know. That's my thoughts. But what I should have done is I did, so when I play this John Natalis, I guess I didn't really chance it because the Bombardment does 4 damage plus number of War Machines. But it's probably better just to grab the boring. I guess it didn't matter. Either way, I would have killed him, but I was cheeky with it. I like doing Bombardment. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That was... and then he has nothing to cast that on. Great card, but, you know. So I got a 2-0 on that one. So that is mobilization. Thanks for watching. Bye.